I challenged myself to make the most satisfying game possible in just 24 hours. And to me, making a game feel good is a top priority. I wanted to keep the gameplay for this very simple and focus on polish for this game. My idea was to make a game where you pop bubbles. I typically use pixel art because that's what I'm used to, and I've never made vector art for a game, so I challenged myself to make vector art for this game. I threw it into Godot and it looked pretty good. Then I wasted over 2 hours getting absolutely nothing done. And this is all I have to show for it. So I just decided to make it simpler. I gave the bubble a floating motion with a sine wave. Then I gave it a squish animation. And then I added an area that tracks the position of your mouse. But now I wanted a custom mouse cursor. So I decided to make one of my own. I had no idea what I was doing. I just made a triangle in Adobe Illustrator, gave it a little divot in the middle, I gave it a super thick outline, and then I just curved the edges of it. And I'm gonna be honest, I really liked how it turned out. I added a kind of strange property to it. So this code right here makes the mouse almost glide to where your actual mouse is. I have no other way to describe it, but it made the mouse feel soft. After that, I made the bubble play that animation whenever the mouse goes inside of it. Then I made the bubble pop when I click it, but I need an animation for it. So I added some particles to it. I just reused the image of the bubble and I made those the particles, and I kind of like it. It's pretty good. Now I needed to make a spawner for these things. And the most difficult about this spawning was getting the bubbles to move to the center of the screen. They were going all over the place. Then I made a little menu screen with a huge bubble to pop, and it just said pop to play on it. I thought it was a lot better than having a menu button. So I'm at about 5.5 hours, and this is what I have so far. I have a little menu button, and I have a game that somewhat works, and it's kind of satisfying. And so I had to go sleep and make sure not to oversleep. I overslept so long. I also had like some other stuff I had to take care of. So when I started back, I had less than 5 hours left of this challenge. I knew I could not waste any time. So I made the menu screen actually transition to the main game when you click the button. Then I added a golden bubble, so it was kind of like a shiny Pokemon. After that was probably my favorite and most important part of this entire project, which is the sound. Really, just listen. It was so good. I'm not kidding. I played this like for a solid 10 minutes because it was so satisfying. But then I realized how much time I was wasting. Then I made the menu screen slowly transition to the main game, and then I changed the font to make it more fitting for the game. And I absolutely loved this font. Then I added a menu button that would display on the main game. So if you ever wanted to quit or stop for a little bit, you could just go back to the menu. After that, I added a background, and I chose a pink background. I don't really know why, I just felt like it would fit with this color blue. And while I was making this background, I couldn't help but put a drop shadow on the bubble, and I was inspired by this Godot game made by Godot. So with less than 1 hour left of time, I decided to add the shadows to all of the sprites. And honestly, I am so glad that I did. It just makes the game look so much better. Then I had to add shadows to the golden bubbles and to their particles. I wanted music for this game, but I have really no music experience, and I could not find any fitting music for this. So I added some brown noise because it's supposed to be relaxing. And then I made a slider so you can adjust how much brown noise you want. But yeah, that is what I've got for this 24 hours. There were just a couple of bugs that I wanted to fix afterwards. I promise I spent no more than like 20 or 30 minutes. I fixed the noise slider a little bit, then I made the background look a little better, and this is the final product. If you guys want to check it out, you can play it on itch.io. It's not the most exciting game, but it's almost exactly how I wanted it to feel. And if you really enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.